that every team will have 15 minutes to their thing. And I expect, as I said, that each team has planned how they are gonna do their 60 minute, and everyone has already planned. Okay? At 15 minutes, and I don't want to see that you don't know who's gonna do that topic, because I specifically said that you should know which person is gonna do which topic. So I hope now we know that and everyone is into it. Okay, so let's go with it. Which is the team one? Team one, if I can tell you: Ahmad Abid, Asim, Babar Tanveer, Fahad, Jawad, Fuad, Pradeep, Lakshmi, Swati, Takbir. You are the team one, and your time start now. Please share your screen and start sharing the mind map. The timer is running. Once the 15 minutes are done, it's done. Okay? Please start sharing.
Okay. So for Agile, we have 4 values and 12 principles. It has five events, 3 roles, artifacts, information radiators, sprint, and estimation. So that's the high-level summary of Agile topic. For fundamentals, we have a pre-project, which includes business case, benefit management plan. Portfolio has programs, project operations. Post-project, you have operations and maintenance. Governance board is by the sponsor. Under organizational matrix, you have projectized, functional, strong, balance, and weak. Project management office has a supportive, controlling, and directive forms. Triple constraints of the project or in the project is scope, schedule, cost. Those are the triple constraints, but the additional constraints are quality, risk, and customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction is the most important constraint. And enterprise environmental factors are PESTEL, which is political, economic, social, technology, legal, environment. OPAs, organizational process assets, has policies, procedures, tools, and templates, and lessons learned register. Um, then I got for procurement topic, you have source selection criteria, procurement state of work, types of contract, scope is fixed, scope is variable, time and material contract. Under execution, you have RFI, RFQ, RFP, bidder conference, negotiation, agreement, and you award the contract. Monitor and control, you have inspection. If it is agreed, you pay 100%. If you disagree, you either go to win-win, a contract evaluation, negotiation through mediator or arbitrator, or the last resort is go to court. Under scope topic, you have collection requirements, or collect requirements, which include sponsor workshops, focus groups, OPA, EEF, scope management plan. You have product requirements, classification of requirements, requirement traceability metrics, WBS work breakdown structure, under which you have deliverable management account planning, work planning package and work package, WBS dictionary, and scope baseline. And under monitoring and control, you have deliverables, QMP, verified deliverable, and validated deliverable. Under schedule, you have approval from the sponsor, you have packages, dependencies, relationships, estimation techniques, critical path, compression techniques, resource optimization technique. Under cost topic, you have finances, cost management plan, cost baseline, cost estimates, project budget, and earned value analysis. Then you have, I think that's pretty much it from the topics that I had. Swati, if you want to continue the rest of the topics.
Yes, so continuing with starting with the stakeholder management plan. We have the first step as to identify the stakeholders, and for which we use expert judgment or facilitated workshops, focus groups, ES, OPAs, and this is how we identify the stakeholders and then enter them in the stakeholder register. This happens during initiation, where the stakeholder register is developed. Then We are categorizing them. That means we do an upward, downwards, and sideways categorization, prioritization using power interest matrix, salience model, and 3D cube, where we use power, urgency, legitimacy. Um, then after prioritization, also we are updating the stakeholder register. In the planning stage, we are developing a stakeholder engagement plan where we are creating where we are creating strategies and a stakeholder engagement metrics which records the level of engagement of each stakeholder, whether they are unaware, resistant, neutral, supportive, and leading. And the strategies are created to be able to convert them from the current state to a desired state. Then those are monitored in monitoring and control. And in case of any change that is required, a change request will have to be submitted. And then it's the closing phase. I have another topic as the risk management plan, which
Sorry,
is
just one
on
second.
similar guidelines. Yeah.
Yeah.
This again starts with initiation. So, firstly, it is the risk management plan in itself does not contain the risk, but it contains the documents and the templates and the procedures which will be used for reference purposes. We have the risk management plan and then the risk register. Risk register contains the risk for which the risks are identified using the expert judgment focus group facilitated workshops, one-to-one interviews, OPAs, EFs, SWOT. And then they are categorized using the qualitative and quantitative analysis. Qualitative, high, medium, and low. Quantitative using the EMV, expected monetary value. Monte Carlo influence, network analysis, decision trees, etc. Then we are categorizing the risks. After categorization, we are creating the risk management plan. So in the risk management plan, sorry, I did not mention this, that we have either the risk tolerance, the risk averse nature, or the risk seeking nature. All these things are also recorded in the risk management plan, which does not contain the risk. Then during the execution phase, we have implementation of the risk response, which can be either positive or negative. If it is positive, then it is exploited, which is considered positive in project management, then enhanced or shared. And negative, for negative risk, it is either avoided, that is that the probability to impact is zero. Mitigated, it is reduced the intensity of the risk, and transferred to third parties sharing, transfer of risk, or it is escalated. If it is accepted, then the contingency plan is applied. Or the risk can be reassessed. Then there can be a residual risk, which is a remaining risk, or a secondary risk which arises. Then lastly, the monitoring and control. It will be the risk report, which contains a summary of all the risks. And these are the documents. So risk register, you have the issue log if there a new issue is comes up, and which is not a part of the risk, but it's an issue recorded in the issue log. And then you have the risk management plan, risk report, and the lesson learned. We have the third topic, and is the quality management plan. We have the cost of quality, which is cost of conformance, the money spent to prevent any quality issues for which there is pending inspection or destructive, non-destructive testing, or the money which is spent after any quality issue arises, which will be the cost of non-conformance, for which there is rework, warranty, costs, repair, etc. Then in the quality metrics, there are KPIs, and in the quality assurance and quality control, um, we have the preventive costs, which is for which the tests are done before. So quality assurance and the control quality checks the verified deliverable as well as the validated deliverable. Validated deliverable is something which is checked by the after approved by the customer against a scope baseline. Then quality tools include the checklist, check sheet, sampling, surveys. Six Sigma includes a DMAC approach, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. And then the Deming cycle includes the PDCA Act. We have some more data representation tools like the trend chart, histogram, Pareto principle 80-20, scatter diagram, um, and which is for correlation, control chart, which is to know if the process is in control, and the fishbone diagram to know the effect and the effect and the causes. And that is all from my side.
I think the next one is Fahad.
Okay, can you guys see my screen? Okay, so we have team management, and under team management, we have stages of team. The forming, basically when the team is forming, and then storming where the conflicts occur, then norming, then team continues to working smoothly, and then performing where team performs, and then adjourning the closure of the stage. And then we have team charter, a working team agreement, or the social contract. We have some ground rules, we have vision of the project, we have values, we have decisions. Under the decision, we have autocratic decisions, we have unanimous decision based on the majority, and then plurality based on the percentage. And then we have resource plan where we do acquire the resources, then we develop those resources, we train them, we coach them, we do mentoring, and then we manage them. And then we have a control uh, where we use the RESI RAM and resource calendar to monitor the availability of the resources. Then we have levels in the team. It's basically conflict management. Under the conflict management, we have different levels. On level one, we have the problem to solve, and then we have a solution for that against those levels. For PM does not jump at this stage. We have level two where there is disagreement, the personality clash, and at that stage, PM sit with the team together and negotiate. Then we have a level three that is contest, the where people think about winning or losing the situation. The solution for that situation is that we remind the team about the project. It's not about the win or lose. Then we have level four that is crusade or grouping, where the solution is we use the diplomacy approach and the breaking groups. Then we have level five that is world war. The solution for that is to uh, avoid the physical conflict. So we put the team into the separate room and cool them down. And then we have in conflict management, we have different techniques. Like we have a win-win. Basically, we solve the problem, or we collaborate, or confront. Then we have win-lose situation where we director take decision. The PM take decision autonomously. And then we have loser win situation where PM tries to smooth things, discuss or delay the situation. Then we have a lose-lose situation where both parties give up on something, avoid the situation, withdraw, compromise, or document that situation. Uh, then we have communication. Uh, as a part of team, we have 4 hours of communication, the right information at the right time with the right people with the right impact. Then we have different mediums of communication that could be physical, virtual, or hybrid. Then we have different modes of communication. We have push communication. Then we have pull push. The example for the push is that we send unidirectional, that could be an email. Then we have a pull mode of communication where we receive the information, we might be reading that, and then we have interactive communication where we communicate in a bi-directional way. So next is, I think, Jawad.
Gee, who's doing? Are you guys done?
Akil, do we have anyone left?
No, I think we are all done.
Done. Done.
On time. This is called SPI 1.
We did not specifically ask how many minutes it's gonna take, so that's the reason why I went fast.
That's better. That's even for better. But you went fast. As a result, it was on time. Okay. So that's
And also, I have, sir, I missed risk response from risk. So,
I was very much focused on when you were talking
yes.
about risk register and risk management plan does not have a risk. So I was very happy to hear that. That was good for me. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Gee, all the mind map do share in the batch 9. Okay, team 2. So team 2 we have here is Emery, Fizza, Hamza, Ayub, Qasim, Umar, Raja Mustansir, Toin, Waris. Your time start now.
Okay, I'm gonna start. I'll be sharing my screen.
Then I will take the risk part. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. So we have not organized it in such a way that each person has their names on it, but I will just start and then I'll hand it over to others. So I'll start with the different project processes that we have. We have the initiation, we have planning, we have execution, we have monitoring and control, and then the closing. Under the initiation, we have the project charter, we have assumption logs, we have stakeholder register, and then under planning, we have 18 plans. As part of the pre-project activities that happen, they require assessment. Under that, we have the business case, we have benefit management plan. And for the business case, we have tangible types, which are profit organizations and monetary related, and we have intangible, which are more of giving away to the community. And under the types of organizations, we have the matrix organization, we have projectized organization. Under the matrix, we have strong matrix where the project manager has more authority compared to the functional manager. We have weak matrix where we have the functional manager having more authority, the project coordinator has less, and the project expediter has the least. And balance matrix is where it's shared equally across. And under the project oriented, the project manager has full control over the resource management. Under stakeholders, we have planning, where we have the different factors under planning. We have unaware, resistant, neutral, supportive, leading. And how to identify stakeholders, we have the different techniques, expert judgment, focus groups, workshops, surveys, document analysis, OPA, and the EEF, where we have the political factors, we have environmental factors, social, technological, legal, and environmental, I think. And under the prioritizations, we have different types of prioritizing stakeholders. We have the power interest model, the salience model, the stakeholder cube, and how to categorize the different stakeholders. We have internal, we have external, we have upward, and we have downward. And on the communication, we have the different 4 hours of communication. So right information, right time, right people, right impact. Methods of communication, we have the pull, push and interactive. And for the different communication models, you have the sender, receiver, and the communication formula as well. Faiza, I'll let you go through the team portion.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, and can you see my screen as well? Can you guys? Okay, sounds good. So where should I start with? I think Mr. Emery said that he would like to start with the team, if he mentioned, if I'm not wrong.
He will do
Risk, I
risk,
said,
so
risk.
you can do team.
Okay. Let me just get aware of the Zoom thing. I would like to give me a second. How can I zoom this?
You can scroll to the right and you can zoom out.
Actually, I'm not using the mouse, so it's difficult for me. Okay. So in the team, we do have the virtual teams. We can have the physical team, and then we can have the hybrid team. For the building techniques, how we are going to create the team is through multiple doing the brainstorming sessions. um, 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 okay, so how we are going to decide the form of design? Actually, I am trying to absorb what is actually this here. It is we have the majority, and then becomes the polarity, and then the anonymous, that is the single person decision. Team charter includes the how we are actually going to create the team. Is we fix the ground rules. We have the four models like decision and the vision and the value of the project. Then once the team is there, probably the conflict management strategies. Here we have the different levels that there are total five of them: the problem to solve, disagreement, the contest, and the fire, flight, fight, and the world war. That is the something that is if that happens, then we have to make the team separate so that to avoid this world war. Then comes the conflict management techniques. Again, this is the four grid, you can say: the win-win, the win-lose, and the lose-lose, and the lose-win. There are specific, accommodating if a loss-win situation, then win-win is something that problem to solve some scenario. Win-loss is like force and kind of direct, and loss is something that you are actually avoiding the scenario and you are just letting it go. There are some motivational techniques that helps, that is Maslow theory, the theory X, theory Y, and then comes the Heisenberg as well. um uh Toyin, have you completed this type of organization? I'm assuming you haven't covered this, is it so?
I have. So what you have
Okay,
is on
sounds
the
good.
right-hand side, we do have Agile
Okay,
on the
risk
right.
is done. Okay, this
And
is
we,
to be done by Mr. Emery. So Agile, we just made it a separate frame for that. We have again the four cores. You everybody know that these four core values. We have 12 principles for that as well. Again, the three roles, that is for the product owner, the Scrum Master, and the development team. This includes the three roles. Then the artifacts, the documents are the product backlog, the sprint backlog, and the product increment. We have the events, five events. The main one, again, it's the combination, like the overall, that is actually the sprint. Usually we do it for 2 weeks, but actually it can happen for four as well. It After the sprint planning comes, here we use the estimation techniques, that how we are going to plan idle hours, Fibonacci series, and the affinity series. These are the methods of combining the user stories, how we are going to do the user stories likewise. And then there comes the daily stand-ups. Here we decide the YTBs, the things that happened yesterday, that happens today, and the blockers that are affecting the overall project. And then there comes the sprint review. Once the one sprint is over, we do the sprint review. And here the project owner, the if I'm not wrong, if the main sponsor comes and review it, Here we define it, we do the demo and the grooming here as well. And once the product owner is gone, then we do the retrospective and look at our own self, that what needs to be improved and what could be the something that we can do and improve in the next sprint. And then comes the information radiators. There are different methods. Number one is task board. The other one is the Kanban, where we add the work in progress, the burn up charts and the burn down chart. That is it so far for Agile. And what else? Okay, I think Mr. Emery, you can go ahead with the rest one.
Can you show the screen? I will explain, please, for the risk part.
Okay, sure thing. Please go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, gentlemen. We are talking about a rich part now, and you see we prepare small chart here, and the risk is probable event. If it occurs, will become negatively or positively affect the project constraints. So we start the risk like that. Identify the risk first. We have special type of how to identify the risk: expert judgment, focus groups, it means a big group of people, facilitated workshops we will make, and surveys, document analysis, OPAs, and EEF. These are the method identify the risk. When we identify the risk, we have also two issues on the risk management plan to prepare. Management plan, always we need to remember how we do the risk, and there is no risk specifically in this risk management plan, and we call this risk register. Risk register is the main issue in this topic. And of course, risk register, what is in the content of the risk register? Risk register is a kind of like an Excel table. We can consider it. One column, number of the risk, and the main risk on the top, and we identify the risk, and we describe the risk. And describe the risk, and title of the risk and description of the risk is there. And who is the owner? Risk owner can be anybody in the organization, but it must be some owner, he must follow and he's be responsible. First, we open in this risk register, we put in the Excel sheet, it's open, because you don't do any respond of this, and we will make this risk register, I put a lot of words on it because important. Risk register owner, and we have two type of downside is clear: qualitative and quantitative risk. We make a risk assessment matrix, and we arrange this different type of level. The risk can be high, low, very high, and different type. This qualitative and quantitative, we will give the points of the risk, and the red part and green part, and you all see this RAM, risk assessment matrix. We will use this point and the level of quantitative or qualitative matrix in the risk register. We will put, after that, some treatment will happen. And risk can be two type. One of them is positive risk, the other one is negative risk. Positive means it is opportunity, and negative risk means threat. An opportunity threat, we will do four type of treatment. How are we gonna respond this risk? Avoid, accept, transfer, mitigate, escalate. This kind of, I will quickly say it, when you do the mitigation means you reduce the risk. You have the risk problem in your room, for example. You put some fire extinguisher about fire risk. You mitigate. From this level goes down, and you will mitigate this risk this way. This is one quick. And transfer, we can easily say we can give insurance third party, transfer the risk. And you have the risk, and you transfer the third party or another party. It will be coming this. Escalate the risk. I can say, we say never escalate, but in the PMI, this kind of things, if it is more than your allowed amount of risk, this is also in the normally risk register, you arrange up to which level. For example, $1 million more, you need to go board. Project manager cannot do anything about over his limit. This is escalation process. And what I want to say, risk tolerance or risk appetite. The company, which kind of risk they can get. This is that's it. And then this risk threshold we want to quickly tell about this. Risk tolerances and risk appetite and this risk threshold, three things. The threshold is which risk become unacceptable by the company. This is the threshold. You cannot get this risk. For example, you are the sponsor, you will not get 3 months delay your project. This is the threshold of it. And what else? What else? Quickly, I will check positive, negative opportunity. Opportunity, you exploit it. Exploit is like Mr. Amer said, it's like a negative word, but it's positive. You get the risk, and then you can do the exploit, enhance or share. You always share the risk, but you don't give someone else. You use your project. The risk, if you get opportunity, this must be used inside of your organization or project to get another benefit for the project. These are the things I want to tell. Thank you.
That's it from my answer.
Okay, very good. Also, 57 seconds before. And thank you, Emery, for remembering exploit is the most positive word in the PMP language. So very well done, team two. Round of applause. And guys, did you write the name when I was applauding Akhil for writing the name?
I did that, yes.
That is the benefit of being after the first. Like the first person has to think about creativity, and the other person can copy. So yeah, team number three, you are here. Ali Ijaz, Atif, Bilal Sarmat Suleiman, Wahibe, Wali Hassan, Wakas Zishan. Your time starts now.
Okay, I'll start. Let me just quickly share the screen. Is it visible, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, let me zoom it a little bit. Okay, I'll start with the fundamentals. The first is business case and then benefit management plan. A business case is return on investment. Business benefit management plan is the tangible, intangible benefit that we can get from the project. And then we have project process groups. We have 5 project process groups: initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, control, and closure. And initiation, we have project charter, assumption log, stakeholder register. In planning, we have 18 plans. Execution, what we do is things to do, work, data reports, and in monitoring control, audit, verified definition of done, quality control, variance analysis, and closure. We do closure in the project. And then we have OPA, policies, procedures, lesson learned are the part of OPA. And then we have EEF that contains pestle, political, social, environmental, technology, and legal and environmental. So the types of organization, we have 3 type of organization, that is projectize, functional, and metrics. The projectize PM has 100% power. Functional organization PM is expediter. Functional manager has the authority. And in metrics, we have 3 types: the strong, weak, and balance. And in the strong, the PM has the authority. Weak, the PM is work as a coordinator. And balanced, the PM has 50%, and FM has the functional manager has 50%. And then the PMO office, the PMO officer of 3 type. One is supportive, controlling, and directive. And in portfolio, we have portfolio, program. Program is the related projects, and the portfolio is the collection of projects, related, unrelated. It's a blend of both. And we have project as well. The next topic would be teams. We'll start with Tuckman ladder. It contains the 5 stages: forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. We have team charted, ground rules, conflict management, value decisions, and vision, and levels of conflicts, problem solving, disagreements, contest, crusade, and world war. Conflict management techniques, problem solving, and collaboration, smoothing, forced, avoid. And then we have resource management, which contains RACI and RAM, responsible, accountable, consult, and informed. And resource RAM is resource assignment metrics. The next topic would be stakeholder. So we'll start with the identification of the stakeholder, and for identification of stakeholder, we go for focus group, expert judgment, facilitated workshops, and consult the OP and EEF. And to prioritize the stakeholders, power interest matrix, salience model, three cube matrix, and the skewed stakeholder uh, engagement matrix. We have unaware, resistant, and neutral and supportive leading. So the next topic would be covered by Webeb or
Yeah,
yeah,
Agile. Go to Agile.
Agile. Yes, oh, Agile.
Can you move down?
Yeah, this is Agile.
Okay. The Agile is basically a mindset, and Agile is having a four values, which uh, is which is a respond over the change over following plans, then working software over documents, uh, then individual over the following plans. Okay, and customer collaboration or contract negotiation, and it is having 12 principles. Okay, and in Agile we have the Scrum, and in Scrum we have the ceremonies or the events. In that we have the sprint, sprint planning, daily stand-ups, sprint review, and sprint retrospective. In sprint, we have values, high risk, planning, and pokers. Okay, it's having a velocities, team having the velocities, but that cannot be compared with the other teams. And we have the Fibonacci series and affinity and idle hours through which we can define the sprint. And in daily stand-ups, we have the 15 minutes meeting. In that we discuss about the all the issues, then sprint reviews and sprint retrospective we have in the meeting. Okay, yeah, Scrum is having a three roles of Scrum Masters, Product Owners, and Development Teams. Scrum Master is also act as a servant leader. Product Owner is having the voice of the customer, and all decision is taken by the development team. We have the three artifacts: product backlogs, sprint backlogs, and product increments. Uh, then we have the information radiators, the task boards, Kanban system, burn up chart, burn down chart. Okay, and we have the lead times and cycle times. Uh, in burn up charts, we shows the progress of the project. In burn down, we shows the balance work in the project. Taskbar is having a number of tasks which is mentioned in the, and Kanban, we have the uh, stories, different stories and work in progress we can show into that. And from that Kanban we show the what is the bottlenecks. And we have the agile techniques, extreme programming, test driven development, and the lean techniques. Can it go down? Okay, this is for the agiles. Okay, risk, you have risk. Okay, in a risk, okay. In a risk, we have the risk identifications. What is a kind of a risk we have in the project that we can identify in the uh, uh, risk identification. Then we do the risk registration into that. Uh, okay, and for that, what are the risks is there? For that, what is our risk response plan we develop into this? Okay, and in a risk identification, we do the quantitative analysis and qualitative analysis. Okay. Always we do the qualitative analysis, but sometimes we need to do the quantitative analysis. In qualitative, we have influence diagram sensitive analysis, Monte Carlo analysis, and risk register. We have the response the risk. We need to do the who will do the response on the risk. Okay, and okay, that is for the risk.
Alijas?
Communication was covered, right? Okay.
No.
No? Okay, so we'll go over communication first. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have the type of communication, which is basically three type of communication: push, pull, and interactive. Then we have the 4 R's: right information, right time, right impact, the right person. And then we have EQ, emotional intelligence, which has basically, what does it mean? It means self-awareness, self-management, empathy, social skills, and motivation. Uh, then we have the motivation theories, Maslow theory of needs or hierarchy of needs, Herzberg theory of hygiene and motivation. Then we have the McGregor X and Y theory. Then McClelland's theory. Afterwards, we also have the halo effect and expectancy theory or Vroom's theory as well. So I think that it covers basically the communication. Let's move towards scope first. Then first we identify, yeah, first scope, schedule, then maybe cost. So for scope, we basically have the work breakdown structure. First, we collect the requirements. It is not mentioned here. Yeah, scope management. It is a requirement traceability matrix, which has scope management plan and project scope statement. Scope management plan basically acts as a filter. Project scope statement basically is specific to that scope. Then we define the further then into the WBS. WBS has the code of account, work package, planning package, and WBS dictionary. Dictionary basically contains all the details of that specific activity or of their work basically. So after scope, we then move towards schedule. In schedule, we basically prepare. Can you move scroll it upwards, Atif? Hello.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Can
Schedule.
you
Can you
see
show
that?
the schedule? Yeah. Can you show me schedule first? Yeah. So for schedule, we create milestones, activity attributes, and activity list. Then we have four types of relations between them, which is finish to finish, finish to start, start to finish, which are done between those activities. Then we have the schedule compression technique, which is a crashing and fast tracking. In crashing, we basically add resources, maybe overtime, which has cost related to it. And there is a fast tracking, which basically starts activities in parallel. Then we have for resource leveling techniques, we have the resource leveling and resource smoothing. In leveling, we have what we do is basically, uh, for example, there are three resources. They have different deployment times. We basically manage their times in a similar way. For example, they are in 8 hours. Then resource smoothing. What resource smoothing does is basically whatever available resources we already have, we manage the work accordingly, which doesn't change the project schedule as well. And then we have cost. Can you go to those cost? So in cost, we have basically of project cost baseline, which basically shows the cost of activities. And then we have the cost basing management cost of activities, and then that's basically contingency reserves. Not, and then we have the project budget, which shows the cost baseline plus management reserves. Then there are techniques to identify if we are on track or not by cost or schedule. That's basically on value management. We have the SPI and CPI. Then we have the cost scope and cost baseline. So, yeah, so the performance baselines are basically cost baseline, scope baseline, cost baseline, and schedule baseline. Right? These are collectively called performance baselines. Then you go towards procurement. So in procurement management plan, we basically have three types of contracts based on the project scope. If you have fixed scope, then we go towards fixed price contract. Then there is fixed price with economic price adjustment. Then is fixed price incentive as well. Then if there is a variable scope to the project, then we go for the cost reimbursement plus incentive, and cost reimbursement plus award. Then, if we have time and material, if we want time material contract, that's basically also called a subscription contract. And for the contract negotiations, if we have an issue with the bidder or the supplier, then we have four ways to resolve those issues. First one is the win-win situation, where both our parties basically have both are where both parties basically prefer it. Then there is, if it doesn't happen, then we have the contract negotiation. If if that's not working as well, then we bring in a mediator or a collaborator. But if also that doesn't happen, then the last stage is go to court. I think that's it.
That's it.
Very well done, team three. Very well done. Okay. So very good job, team three. Really proud of you. Ali, you look like sleepy in between, but you did very good job, right? I was gonna say like I wanted to say in between, but I said no, let him complete. But you guys did a fabulous job. So really proud of you. Last but not least, I never know why they made that word last but not least. Of course they're last. So Abdullah Maqsood, Adil, Azeb, Deepak Rao, Fazan, Hema, Srinivas, Yash. The clock starts now.
Perfect. So I'll go first. Thanks everybody for the opportunity. So first of all, we're discussing fundamentals, right? For fundamentals, we need to understand what is a project, right? Project is something that adds value, right? That has an end date to it. What do we do before even the initiation or the 5 cycles begin is need assessment. We need to assess in different ways, right? How first we will try to assess it by a business case, meaning like we will put money to it, right? Like in terms of the money, and then if you're assessing it in terms of the money, means that is something that is tangible, right? We can assess it in terms of the amount, let's say. And then, of course, there is an intangible way to assess, do a need assessment as well, and that will be done in the benefit management plan. And all of this is taken care of by whom is the role is the business analyst who takes care of all the stuff there. Then once the need assessment is done, once we have realized that the benefits are most in the cost for the organization, then we move towards the first phase of the project, which is called project initiation phase. Now, in initiation phase, it will have three major categories, I would say. One is project charter, right? I mean, and we'll come to the project charter. It will have assumption log where we will make, of course, as by the name implies, like assumptions and stuff like that. And then we will we'll do a high level stakeholder register over there as well in initiation phase. Now, in project charter, within project charter, there are 4 to 5 details that we capture: high level scope, high level schedule, high level cost, what are the key stakeholders, even like key risk or key milestones, or even the deliverables as well. Now, once the project charter is finalized, then I'll just give an overview of planning, execution, and monitoring and control before we go to the next topic. Now, in planning, we have 18 different plans, from stakeholder engagement to communication management. Execution is where we manage all the stuff that we have planned, right? And then in monitor and control, basically monitor and control basically starts off after the initiation phase, and it continues from to planning. We just monitor our plans, change it if anything happens. If anything happens in the execution, we raise some change requests as well, and we keep on doing the monitoring control, and that is part of our quality control process as well. So that was basically the fundamental. The next topic for me is stakeholder. Now, in a stakeholder, we'll do three main things, right? First, we need to know who our stakeholders are. So that will be called as stakeholder identification process. How will we identify our stakeholders? We will do expert judgment, right? We can consult experts who have done something similar as well. They have experience. We'll do focus group. We'll make a group who are focused towards that project and try to identify stakeholders. We'll do facilitated workshops, or we can do OPAs or EEF as well, which includes PESTEL and stuff like that. Then once we have identified all our stakeholders, the next thing is to do is prioritize them. How would we prioritize them? We will prioritize them based on their power interest metrics, right? Like three ways there do so, right? One is I would say power and interest metrics. Within the power interest metrics as well, there are different categories as well. Whether we are doing high interest, high power, let's say high interest, low power, and so on and so forth, right? And then there are different ways to prioritize as well. One of the models would be Selenium model as well. So Salience model as well. And Salience model is basically I think, doing in trying to prioritize in based on their power, interest, and the legitimacy. Then once we have prioritized them, then we need to engage them, right? So for engagement, we need to make some strategies as well on how we are going to engage them. And then, based on the strategy, like first we need to analyze how we engage them, and we will engage them based on their current engagement levels, like if they are unaware, if they're resistant, and those other five as well, like neutral, or make them supportive, or even go to the leadership I think leadership status. That was pretty much it from stakeholder. I think Azib probably is next. Thank you, team.
Uh, yeah, I will first take over the team's topic. In that, the first part is the communication. In communication, we first make the communication management plan. And in that, we have 4 R's: right value, right information at right time to right people to have right impact. Then we have 3 types of communication: push, pull, and interactive. In interactive, we use both push and pull. And then we have this communication model where the sender encodes and the receiver decodes, and there is a feedback loop. And further go down, please. Yeah. Then comes the quality. Quality is basically what we agree with the customer. And in quality, we have 2 different costs. One is cost of conformance. That is to avoid the failure. The second one is the cost of non-conformance. That is related to the repairs, rework, or warranties. That is external cost sometimes also. And then we have quality assurance, quality control. Quality assurance comes during the execution stage, that we monitor the quality during the execution phase to avoid any reworks or repairs or damages. And then during the monitoring and control, there is quality control. Basically, the internal quality checks by the team. Then we have one document called quality metrics, which indicates the key performance index. That is part of the quality management plan. And there are some tools in the quality management plan, like checklist. Checklist consists of all the steps that we have to follow while doing the quality assurance or control. Then we have a check sheet where we document the number of issues or the errors. We count them only. Then we have different types of techniques like scatter diagram, Pareto chart, 28 rule, Ishikawa fishbone that is usually used for the root cause analysis. Then we have control charts to control the process, histogram that represents the frequency distribution. Then we come to the resource management. In resource management, we have actually four type of resources: manpower, machinery, money, and material. And we in resource management, we have to decide to acquire the resources, level of skill needed for the project, types of resources. We decide physical, virtual, hybrid. We have to do the SWOT analysis, strength, weaknesses, give tasks to some who is strong, like that. And then we develop the team based on that. And we have to devise the strategy for their continuous development and growth in that also. And we also have resource calendar in the resource management life to document the change or needed or when the resource will come. It will document all those things. And there we have RACI, where we have responsibility, accountability, consult, and information. And there is another term, RAM, which means responsibility assignment matrix. And there is team charter. In team charter, we set the ground rule in which we set the vision of the project, value, and decision, those things. And there are some theories we learned. There's Maslow, McGregor, XY, McClelland's 3-point Heisberg, Halo effect, Tuckman's ladder. In Tuckman's ladder, basically, this is the project life cycle where there are 5 stages: forming, storming, norming, performing, and then adjourning. In the forming stage, the PM acts as a directive role, and in the storming stage, PM acts as a coach or a servant leader. In norming, he acts as a mentor. In performing stage, he delegates the task and laissez-faire, and adjourning, he lets the team go to their path. And then we have the topic of conflict management. In conflict management, we have we have different levels of conflict. We have 5 levels: problem to solve, disagreement, contest, fight and flight, and world war, which is the worst one. And in each level, there is some involvement and as per the requirement. And we have conflict management techniques like win-win, lose-win, win, lose, lose, lose. Win-win is the mutual agreement. Lose-win is accommodating, smoothing, discussing, or delay. Or win-lose is forcing or directing PM takes the decision, and lose-lose is avoiding withdrawal and compromise. And then comes the procurement one. In the procurement, first we have to prepare the procurement statement of work and procurement strategy. And there are types of contract: fixed scope, variable scope, time, and material. In fixed scope, we have 3 different types: fixed, firm fixed, incentive, and economic price adjustment. And variable scope, we have cost reimbursement, fixed fee, cost reimbursement plus incentive, cost reimbursement plus award. And the third one is the time and material. In time material, the maximum risk is on the buyer. And that's it for the procurement. And uh, Srinivas will continue.
That's it?
Yeah.
Srinivas, you there?
Yeah,
Srinivas?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, now is the scope I'm explaining. The scope refers to the boundaries of the project, what will they include and what will they exclude. So now, the scope having the recruitment management plan, in that tools and tools having the some types of prototype and a value stream mapping and Delphi technique and a context diagram and definite diagram. And coming to this next one, I recommend traceability matrix and the scope management plan, scope baseline. It's containing the scope statement and the WBS and the WBS dictionary. And next one is scope script and gold plating. And next one is scope validation. And the scope validation, there is types and a verified technique and a validation. This is scope and coming for the schedule. Schedule containing there is a types, plan and approval of packages and dependencies, relationships and duration and progress celebrations and web planning and critical path and a schedule baseline and completion technique and revision optimist technique. And the first one is the schedule, the plan. There is a types, how to and approval and CCB. If in the project, if anything changes, it will go to the CCB and it will go to the sponsor and work packages. There is a types, activity list and activity attributes, and milestones and detailed relationships. And if the dependencies, international and external, it's kind of the two types and the mandatory and discriminatory and relationships. It's containing finish to start, finish to finish, start to start, start to finish, and next to duration, business technique, estimation technique, and analog, and parametric, and 3-point, and bottom up. Next one topic is cost. Here's the cost. Cost is there is first one the financial and commercial management plan and the cost estimation and the cost baseline on the project budget and annual value. The first one, financial, there is types, sponsor and funding board and cost management plan, funding limit and release amount at milestone and cost estimate, estimation technique, same as schedule and the cost baseline, cost of factor contingency and project budget and the cost baseline plus management. And in this end value there is types. End value, PV value is actual cost in SV and SV, SPI, spend of index, CPI. So there is a formulas. So we'll explain over here, and that's it my side. Next.
So next will be me. My topic is about risk, and risk is any known unknowns related to the project. So whenever we start the project, we used to manage this risk so we can keep the project online and make it successful. So first of all, in this part, we make the risk management plan. Risk management plan is the plan that governs this all processes of identifying, categorizing,
Salai?
analyzing.
Salai?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know, sir. I know. That's why I'm keeping it very simple. No issues. I know.
When the time strike, that time strike.
Okay, no issues.
I really wanted to listen, but time is time.
No issues, sir.
No, it
Okay.
is an issue actually.
But
it is an issue. It is an issue. You
I'm
should.
logging it in. I'm logging it in that Mr. Adil is my project manager and he act as an autocratic lead.
It should have been managed. Your mind map was among the best mind map.
Make me entitled of the project.
Your mind map was one of the best mind map in
Yeah,
the
that's true.
entire day. But you did not manage time. This is what I was saying. Time
It's
management.
important.
Time management is project management. To be very true. Everything aside, time management is the project management. And that is why minimum viable product is a very important category. Okay. I want to shoot out to every single person, batch 1, team 1, 2, 3, 4. All of you did amazing job. So round of applause to every single one. So as I said,
I'm just thinking that why haven't you ended it till yet? It's because the time I think that it's already completed before my turn.
checklist, booklet, 5-time revision, total 7-time revision. Tomorrow is a brain Friday. I'm gonna bring a mock nobody has ever done, and it will be one of the difficult mock. I will share with you tomorrow in the class. Same time, same location. Yes, Emery. Yes, Amri.
My mistake. Okay, thank you.
Yes, Salar.
Sir, just one thing that to perform better, what is the minimum thing that I should revise
Question answers are
for?
same. Question answers, you ask me 10
Sir,
times.
there are too many. Sir, there are too many question answers for tomorrow's class only to perform better in
Yes,
the mock exam.
whatever you are doing, keep doing it.
Helping to the water.
Stop
Okay.
overthinking. Okay? Stop overthinking. What you have done today is more than enough. Yes, Sri Lakshmi.
Tomorrow class time it will be the
Same,
same time.
same time.
I mean, like
Yeah.
it is 7 a.m. now. It will be the same or
Yeah, no,
less
no.
time.
Tomorrow it will be almost 1 hour less. But for you, for people in Australia, if you join the class but could not continue, you will have my link. Okay, you can solve that.
Okay.
Okay, because
Okay.
it's 7 a.m. for you guys.
Yeah.
I will do that. But you need
And
to come
again,
to the class.
need to start the office as well this
I respect
Monday.
that.
So
I respect that. You need to join the class because once you
yeah.
join the class, you will get the link. If you
Yeah.
don't come in the class, then and I will straightforward tell nobody is gonna share the link.
No, we'll join the class,
Okay?
but end time.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. See you tomorrow. Really proud of all of you. And let's keep moving forward. Do what you can do. Remember one thing, the most important thing of life. One is greater than zero. Okay. And I'm gonna request all of you, if you know your friend, who do you think who can join our next program? The enrollment is open, and I hope I don't have to convince you, but I do. Okay. Assalamu alaikum, namaste, sat sri akal, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are. See you tomorrow.